please introduce yourself first then.
Where would you like me to look?
To the camera.
Okay. My name is Kirk Gainsford. I'm the Executive Creative Director of Low Cape Town.
Okay. Were there any trends you could spot from this year's winners, like where the TV advertising or film advertising, what direction is it moving?
I didn't see any trends in the winners, but there were certainly kind of like there were a lot of social investment and corporate messaging, and there were just too many for me. There were too many entries. So the entries were there were a lot of foundations and so on, very long emotional pieces, and I think that the whole jury felt that there was just a lot too much of that. But in the winners, no, there weren't really trends because there were smaller pieces and bigger pieces and sort of quirky little campaigns and then big emotional pieces. And in the cyber stuff, in the internet work, it was there were three very different pieces of work. So I didn't spot trends.
Okay. So what was your personal favorite and why?
I think I had a couple of favorites. The Honda piece I really loved. I really do love the Southern Comfort. I think it's amazing. The Nike piece to me has taken, although I find the execution maybe a little bit classical, but the piece is beautifully written and it really does give Nike reason. And to me it's moved Just Do It forward. The Grand Prix for internet, the Volvo trucks is just a favorite. Every time I watch it, I smile. And similar to the Harvey Nicks, you know, you put that piece of work in front of people and you watch them, and they keep smiling. I would say those are my favorites. There was also a piece that got silver from Australia that for a nimble investments or a nimble bank that I thought was very quirky and fun.
There was one campaign from South Africa that won bronze, I think. So,
yes.
What were the discussions in the jury? What they were thinking of the South African work?
You know, there are 3,500 entries into film now, and just getting onto the long list is very significant. It's there wasn't a lot of South African work that came through, and I'm a little disappointed in that. I think we need to go back and look at the work and see what work we're doing and why it's not. There were a couple of pieces that shortlisted. Kevin, the piece that got through for Topsy Foundation, the discussion was very vigorous, and it is in a very difficult category. It is a beautiful insight, but the jury felt that a bronze was a good place for it.
Okay. Any recommendations for South African agencies for the future, for the next Cannes Lions? What shall they do differently next year?
We're going to have to look at the. I think we need to stick to what we do, but I think we've also got a lot of big emotional pieces, and we've got to try and maybe simplify what we do, and because the good stuff does rise to the top. It always rises to the top. But I think we do need to look at the work that's winning, and we need to acknowledge why some of it wins. It's very difficult. The getting from the entry to the shortlist is much more significant now than I think it used to be, because 3,500 entries, and the judging system has changed a little. You know, you don't have one jury that shortlists everything. So you really do need to stand out from day one.
Well, there's always a question of budget, and bigger markets and richer countries obviously have advantage here. Did you see any great piece that was produced on a really low budget? Yeah,
there's a piece from Spain for Vision Lab. It's a store that sells sunglasses. It's just really sweet and quirky and fun, and it wouldn't take much to do that. In fact, it's very cheap. It's very inexpensive. There were a couple of those.
So you think that the budget is not an excuse for not winning a prize in Cannes?
No, it mustn't be. It can't be. Sometimes the work that we see, the great production, almost makes it feel like it's too well produced for the idea it is, and that can let you down as well. If you're producing more work and you've got bigger budgets, you are going to get better chances, but it's not a crutch. It shouldn't be a crutch. That Vision Lab piece shows you. It's, you know, it's a retail store that sells sunglasses, and they're very, very inexpensive production.
Okay, thanks.